Hare Krishna. Welcome to our short lesson on Sanskrit consonants and other letters. We'll be explaining the pronunciation along with their transliteration symbols. Let's begin with the consonants. The word consonant comes from two Latin root words which literally translate to with sound. A consonant can only be sounded explicitly when it is given a sound by the use of a vowel. If there is no vowel to modify it, the sound of the consonant remains unmanifest. Take, for example, the English word mat. It ends with the consonant T, but that consonant is not explicitly sounded. The mouth and tongue get into position for the T, but because there is no vowel after it, the sound remains unsaid. Contrast this with the word matador, and we see that the consonant now is explicitly sounded along with a vowel. In a manner of speaking, vowels give life to consonants. This is true in Sanskrit as well, and thus in order to be able to practice the pronunciation of the consonants, we will sound them along with the vowel a. Recall from our lesson on vowels that this is the first short vowel in Sanskrit. There are 5 groups of consonants in the Sanskrit alphabet, and they are grouped according to the structure of the mouth and tongue required to pronounce them. Each group has 5 letters. Let's take a look at each of these groups one by one. The first group of consonants are gutturals, which means they come from the throat. The air is blocked by the tongue at the back of the throat until a vowel comes along and releases the air along with the sound. The 5 consonants in this group are k, k, g, gh, ng. Let's go over them in more detail. The first consonant is pronounced k. Try saying this while releasing as little air as possible. There should be no unnecessary gush of air along with this sound. K. The next consonant is pronounced k. This is an aspirated consonant, and the air pressure behind the tongue is released with a little force along with the sound. K. The third consonant is pronounced g. It is similar to the first consonant, except that in this case the vocal cords are resonated and the sound comes from deeper in the vocal chamber. G. The fourth consonant is pronounced gh. This is similar to the second consonant. Air is released with the sound, but this time the vocal cords are resonated. The last consonant is pronounced ng. Just place your tongue in the same position as the rest of the consonants and then make a nasal sound. As we go through the other consonant groups, you will notice that this pattern for the letters in a group remains the same. So here we have the gutturals: k, k, g, gh, ng. The next group are called palatals. The tongue seals the air behind it by lying along the roof of the mouth, and that seal is broken by a vowel. The palatals are pronounced ch, ch, j, jh, ny. I'll go over them again. Listen carefully, especially to the difference between the aspirated and non-aspirated sounds. Ch, ch, j, jh, ny. The next group are called cerebrals, where the tongue seals the breath behind it by arching up firmly against the roof of the mouth. The cerebrals have a very hard and sharp sound, and they are all represented by letters with a dot beneath them. This is how they go. T, T, D, D, N. I'll go over them one more time. T, T, D, D, N. The next group of consonants are called dentals, and they are fairly easy to pronounce. Here the tongue comes up against the back of the teeth, which are slightly parted. The dentals are pronounced as follows: T, Th, D, Dh, N. I'll go over them one more time. T, Th, D, Dh, N. The fifth and final group of consonants are called labials. The 5 labials are P, P, B, Bh, M. I'll say them one more time. P, P, B, Bh, M. That completes the 5 consonant groups. What remains are the semivowels, sibilants, and aspirates. Let's find out what they're about. The semivowels are so called because they are based on the in-between or transition sound when moving from a vowel to the Sanskrit vowel a. For example, the transition from I to a gives us the semivowel ya. I to a, I, a, I, a, ya, ya. See how that came about? Similarly, r to a gives us r. L to a gives us l. And finally, u to a gives us v, which is sometimes pronounced by rounding the lips as in Swami. So the semivowels are ya, r, l, v. Very easy to pronounce. A sibilant is a hissing sound. There are 3 kinds of hissing sounds in Sanskrit. The first is a palatal sh. Sh. This is the sh of Shiva. The second is a cerebral sh. This is the sh of Krishna. Krishna. And the final is the dental s. S. Sh, sh, s. It is common for people to pronounce the first 2 without distinction, and this approximation goes unnoticed. Usually in Sanskrit words, the tongue automatically gets into position for the correct sh sound. Finally, Sanskrit has one aspirate, which is simply an expulsion of air along with the appropriate vowel sound. H. H. With this, we complete all the consonants, semivowels, sibilants, and aspirates in Sanskrit. Now let's go over the whole list on one page to see how they sound. We'll start with the 5 consonant groups. K, K, G, Gh, Ng. Ch, छ, j, झ, न, ट, ठ, ड, ध, न, त, थ, द, ध, न, प, फ, ब, भ, m. Next comes the four semivowels. Y, r, l, v.